The birthplace of samba, Rio de Janeiro. Home of Brazil's oldest samba schools, each one with their own characteristic sound. In this video, we'll explore the unique drumming styles of 3 renowned samba schools: Imperatriz Leopoldinense, Acadêmicos do Salgueiro, and Estação Primeira de Mangueira. A carioca will tell you that a true sambista can tell you which bateria is approaching just based on sound alone. So what are the differences in the sound? Well, it has to do with elements like the caixa pattern for each school, the surdo tuning, repique de bossa, specific playing techniques, the speed or the beats per minute that they play, and believe it or not, even the vibe of each bateria is different. In this video, I'm taking you inside 3 top samba school baterias to talk about what makes up their rhythms and characteristic sounds so that you can also learn how to identify them based on sound alone. All of this information comes directly from conversations with Brazilian mestres, directors, and players, plus my own personal experience of living in Rio for 6 months a year, playing in and recording these baterias for the past 3 years. I've verified all the facts about each bateria that I'm presenting here with the mestres and directors from each of these schools. Before we dive in, this is a friendly reminder to like this video and subscribe to this channel. A quick history. To understand the sound of each school, it is important to get a quick history lesson about samba. More than a century ago, Rio's oldest samba schools began as neighborhood organizations. Today, they're vibrant community hubs and art powerhouses. They weave together the incredible talents of drumming, dance, music, parade float construction, costume design, poetic narrative, and even storytelling. All of this culminates in a competition once a year in the spectacular world-renowned event we know as Rio's Carnival. To understand samba's roots, we also must acknowledge colonization and slavery. Samba is a musical style born primarily from the traditions and rhythms of formerly enslaved people of African descent. It then blended with the music of indigenous Brazilians and was also influenced by the colonizing culture of the Iberian Peninsula, particularly Portugal, which is itself a blend of European and North African cultures. Samba is proudly a powerful mixture of cultures, deeply rooted in African traditions and brought to life in Brazil. This was just a brief overview of a complex story. To truly understand it, I highly recommend exploring this history further. Imperatriz Leopoldinense, the heartbeat of Leopoldina. First up, we're diving into Imperatriz Leopoldinense Samba School, located in the neighborhood of Ramos. Imperatriz means empress, and the word Leopoldina comes from the destination of the historic train line that once bisected the school's 11 neighborhoods, an area commonly known as Zona da Leopoldina. Imperatriz was founded March 6, 1959. All of the samba school baterias have a nickname, and at Imperatriz, the bateria nickname is Thanks, guys! And it's currently under the brilliant command of Mestre Lolu. So I mentioned before that I spend several months of the year in Rio, and for the past 3 years, I've had the incredible privilege of playing with this bateria. I've been warmly welcomed into this community, and because of this deep personal connection, Imperatriz truly is the school closest to my heart, and the one that I know the most about. Let's talk about what makes the sound of Imperatriz so distinct. Caixas. All their caixas are played in cima and exclusively play the partido alto pattern. Here you can see my buddy Henangoan demonstrate it both fast and slow. Here's another video to show you how the partido alto pattern fits with the sound of the rest of the bateria. One other thing that makes Imperatriz distinct these days is there is a buzz on Virada 2. And now check out this video, you can see the buzz that I'm talking about. Did you catch it? It goes by quick. Here, check it out again. Evolving the Repique Bossa. The Repique Bossa section at Imperatriz has both repique and repique more drums, and these players are some truly badass musicians. Their arrangements are anything but predictable. They venture into uncommon directions, they don't always resolve the rhythmic phrase as you might expect them to. That makes the arrangements really interesting. These players aren't just dinking around, they're like relentlessly supporting the bateria and absolutely killing it on the patadinhas and the bossas. In my opinion, they're genuinely evolving the Repique Bossa vocabulary. Recently, I've noticed that they've been splitting the calls between the different pitched voices of the repique and the repique more drums, which adds a whole other really cool dynamic level. If you can't tell by now, I'm obsessed with this role with the Repique Bossa. Check out these examples to see what I'm talking about. The surdus, deep and dynamic. The third surdu bass pattern is a common one that you'll hear elsewhere at other schools. But at Imperatriz, the samba enredos are designed with intricate patterns, almost like a tambourine diseño. There are certain moments in the sambas where the third surdus have the freedom to improvise, and other moments where they execute a precise design written by Mestre Lolo. Here's a clip to show you what I'm talking about. Another defining characteristic of Imperatriz is their low-tuned first and second surdus. The sound is incredibly big and deep with these 28 and 29-inch first surdus, and they actually shake the ground, and they give the bateria this undeniable punch. Standing in the middle of this bateria is an amazing experience. Precision and caídas do Lolo. Swing da Leopoldina is also renowned for its incredibly tight tambourine and caixa sections. Considered a genius, Mestre Lolo is a rhythmic innovator. He developed a new, widely popular rhythmic element within the samba scene and bateria arrangements, now commonly referred to as caídas do Lolo. This video was taken during Go Samba's Rio Samba Adventure Tour, and this is Mestre Lolo and some of the directors at Imperatriz demonstrating the caídas to our students. Mestre Lolo's meticulous attention to detail, his genius-level arrangements, and the sheer precision and clean beats of this bateria attract mestres, directors, and heavies from other schools who just want to play with Imperatriz. The bateria is absolutely killer and has been considered at or near the top for several years. You can find a link below in the description to receive a PDF of all the notations in this video. Acadêmicos do Salgueiro, the Bateria Furiosa. In the 1950s, 3 samba schools joined forces to form Acadêmicos do Salgueiro, named after the Salgueiro neighborhood where they're all based. The school officially began on March 5th, 1953, and there was a merger between 2 local samba schools, Azul e Branco do Salgueiro and depois Eu Digo. They then merged again with Unidos do Salgueiro to create the powerhouse we know today as Acadêmicos do Salgueiro. The bateria nickname is... Thanks, guys! And yes, they absolutely live up to that name. This incredible bateria is currently under the command of brothers Mestre Guilherme and Mestre Gustavo. Like Imperatriz, Salgueiro's caixas play in cima, and they play the partido alto pattern. But Salgueiro also features a similar but thinner drum called the tarol. Currently in Rio, the tarol is almost exclusively used by Salgueiro and Vila Isabel. This pattern incorporates the elements of the caixa em cima partido alto pattern, but these players also have the freedom to improvise. They weave in grooves from the original 3 samba schools that formed Acadêmicos do Salgueiro in the 50s. They have liberty to switch between these patterns, and they throw in buzzes and improvisations when they feel like it. This unique instrument and groove and its particular playing technique at Salgueiro were nearly lost to history if it weren't for the dedicated work of Mestres Guilherme and Gustavo, who since becoming mestres at Salgueiro have tirelessly worked to encourage the Hitchimistas to learn the tarol and reconnect to the school's roots. Today, if you check out my 360 videos, you'll see many talented young tarol players in the bateria. And here's a video. I've put these tarol patterns and the improvisations in the linked PDF below. Repiques and surdos, Salgueiro's signature depth. Like Imperatriz, the repique de possa section at Salgueiro has both repique and repique more players, and the repique de bossas are great. Like Imperatriz, I've also observed the repique de bossa players at Salgueiro splitting the calls between the voices of the repique and the repique more. You may have noticed in my past 360 videos that one of my favorite places to stand in the bateria is right next to the repique de bossa players. The third surdo pattern at Salgueiro is distinct from other samba schools. They call this pattern centrador, and it's part of what makes the sound of the bateria unique. The third surdos at Salgueiro are also allowed to play free, which means they're free to improvise during the sambas. Check out these videos of them in action. Salgueiro also uses 29-inch surdus played by strong, steady players. This creates a very low and heavy ground-shaking sound. Salgueiro parades with 10 big red acrylic first surdus, and they were added to the bateria in the 90s by Mestre Louro. He did this to add punch and give a visual touch to the bateria. Mestre Gustavo said that Mestre Louro would put lights inside those red acrylic drums to give it more of a modern look. Salgueiro still today is parading with those same acrylic red drums, and they add an extra punch to the signature sound of Salgueiro. Next, we're going to go to Estação Primeira de Mangueira, which is nestled in the vibrant neighborhood of Mangueira. Their name, Estação Primeira, means first station, and it's a nod to its location, which is near the very first stop on that same historic Leopoldina train line that bisected the neighborhoods of Zona da Leopoldina. This is a deeply storied traditional samba school, instantly recognizable by its signature pink and green colors. It's often the first school that a lot of people outside of Brazil will learn about, and that is thanks to many of the globally famous and successful recording artists, sambistas, composers, and singers who either founded or hailed from the school. The bateria nickname is Tem que respeitar o meu tamborim, and that means you have to respect my tambourine. The current mestres of this iconic bateria are Mestre Rodrigo Explosão and Mestre Taranta Neto. Mangueira's distinct sound, a surdu revolution. Mangueira definitely has a sound unlike any other bateria, and the first thing most listeners will notice is their completely unique surdu structure. So first, there's no traditional second surdu and no real third surdu in the conventional sense. Instead, they have one low-pitched surdu that plays on beats 2 and 4, much like a first surdu at other schools. But there's a twist. They have a smaller 14 or 16-inch surdu called a surdu mor that's played with a wooden mallet. The pattern of the surdu mor is not like a typical third surdu at other schools, even though it is filling a similar sonic role. Here's a video from our samba tour last year of Mestre Rodrigo Explosão demonstrating the surdu, with Mestre Taranta Neto demonstrating the surdu mor. Progressive rhythms, the all-female shekere. Another profound difference at Mangueira is that they are the only school to have an all-female section of the bateria, the shekere. This is quite remarkable for a school that, like other samba schools at the time, historically had refused to allow women to play in the bateria. It is a testament to the fact that Mestre Rodrigo Explosão and Mestre Taranta Neto not only are creative, but they're truly progressive. Unique caixas. Mangueira caixa these days are strictly played in baixo using 14-inch drums. Check out this video with Mestre Taranta Neto playing the characteristic Mangueira caixa pattern and Mestre Rodrigo Explosão playing surdu. Here's another interesting characteristic. At Mangueira, depending on the arrangement, the caixas sometimes don't enter immediately after a chamada or a bossa. The surdus will enter first for one bar, and then the caixas hold off playing until the next bar. Here, check it out. Chimbao and chimbaki, the reduced roll of the repiki. An important part of Mangueira's sound is the chimbao and their own invention, the chimbaki. While other schools might occasionally incorporate the chimbao for a specific year or a specific theme, Mangueira always has the chimbao and the bateria, and it plays a very prominent role. It's often musically filling the role of the repiki de bossa players. The chimbaki is a blend of the words chimbao and atabaki, and it's essentially a chimbao with a goatskin head, and that head gives it a unique character and a warm sound. The grooves and sound of these two instruments blend together beautifully. Because of the prominent role of the chimbao and chimbaki, the role of the repiki de bossa at Mangueira is more limited than at Imperatriz and Salgueiro. A storied legacy. These are just a few ways in which Mangueira is truly unique, and because of their long and proud history, the bateria plays with an incredibly hard and heavy intensity. It is quite the sight to behold when the full bateria enters the avenida. I highly recommend experiencing it. If you would like to take your playing and understanding of this culture to the next level, my friend Renan Gowan and I lead a tour of Rio Samba schools for samba players every November. We visit the different samba schools and learn directly from the mestres and directors. If you want to learn more about this trip, click on the link here. If you like this video, please support this work by subscribing to this channel and hitting the thumbs up. Liking and subscribing helps more people discover this channel and significantly boosts my chance of getting press passes and behind the scenes access to create more of this kind of content for you. There are several folks who consulted on this video and verified the facts stated here are true and current. Huge thank you to my buddy Renan Gowan, director at Imperatriz and Mestre Flamanguasa, Mestre Gustavo from Salgueiro, Mestre Guilherme from Salgueiro, Mestre Taranta Neto from Mangueira, Dudu Fuentes, chimbao player at Mangueira, and my buddy Riley Kennedy Keys, who helped me with some of the transcriptions. And last but never ever least, my buddy Gino, who recorded a lot of this video footage for Go Samba.